Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here with our daily tarot reading. Today is Friday, July 21st, and today's intention is self-understanding. Again, if that doesn't speak to you today, you can just go with understanding the day. We'll be doing our regular daily reading of thinking, feeling, and doing. So let's begin where we always do, by doing a thorough shuffle and centering ourselves and contemplating our intention. Like I said, for me, it's all about self-understanding today. So I'll be closing my eyes, taking some deep breaths, and repeating that to myself as I shuffle the deck. So do that with me. Okay, so I've brought the deck from chaos into wholeness, and I am ready to draw my first card. So the card that I draw in the thinking position is Death. This shows me that today our minds may be wrapped up in, for better or worse, in transformation, in endings and beginnings, but definitely in that moment right as we are starting to really transform, really enter some new way of thinking in this case, or perhaps thinking about change that has happened and that we are having to accept. I really think this is about contemplating change to start. How that applies to self-understanding, I think, is probably with understanding how we have changed, maybe understanding how we are ready to change, ready to transform. I think maybe leading from that place today is how I'm going to view that. So then the second card that I draw in the feeling position is Strength Reversed. Strength reversed in the feeling position, I look at one of two ways. Either it's showing that we are not going to be able to control our emotions today. I think it's maybe showing that it'll be difficult for us to wield some of our wilder sides today. I think, on the other hand, it could mean that we are being called to embrace our wild side, to let our wild side run rampant, to let our deepest whims our almost most animalistic self kind of take control a little bit. Obviously, if that's not something that speaks to you, or that is something that you don't feel comfortable doing, I think that strength reversed in this case goes back to the first part, which is more about making sure that we are controlling our emotions, especially ones that come from something more primal, that we are working to wield those or control them in some kind of way. So again, two sides. Either we're being called to control that, or we're being called to let go. We're usually too controlling. I think in terms of self-understanding, both of those things can apply pretty similarly. They can both give us a better sense of ourself. If we're controlling our wild side, we understand our wild side enough, so that's important. If we are letting our wild side free, we're also understanding that side of us. So it's kind of bringing both of those things together in a sense of understanding, but how you do that and what you choose to do with that wild side is up to you today. And then finally, in the doing position, I draw the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords also has multiple meanings. However, I think for us today, the Six of Swords is saying in the doing position that we are ready to move forward to the next phase. And because this is about self-understanding, I think it's the next phase of us, the next phase of understanding ourselves. Doing so may churn up some water. Doing so may require a balance, but doing so is required for us to understand ourselves and to move to the next phase. So remember, death is talking about we're thinking about transformation. Strength is kind of understanding our wild side and our empowered side. And then the Six of Swords is saying, take all that, understand that, recognize the need to move forward, and then go ahead and do it. It may not be this parade across the water. It may be more of a stoic endeavor, but it definitely is being called for. Moving forward is being called for here. Moving on, moving towards some destination is the key. So how can we do that? How do we action that? Well, let's look to our Lenormand pair to give us some answers about action. So I'll shuffle my Lenormand deck like I usually do. I'm repeating my intention and reminding myself of my intention, which is self-understanding. Again, if that doesn't work, go ahead and just think about actioning the day. Action is what we want to repeat. So let's do that and center ourselves again. Do some deep breathing while we shuffle the deck. Okay, I've brought the deck from chaos into unity, and I'm ready to draw my pair. The first card in the pair that I draw is the House. The House is about foundations, family, your roots, and your safe space. Let's see what the second card says about informing that, for how to take action and understand ourselves today. The second card turns out to be the cross. And the cross on its own can be a lot of things: burden, grief, worries, duty. It could also be ideology, a sense of more dogmatic faith in something. How does that apply to the home? What's the sentence that they create? What are they saying? What are these cards telling us about the action we can take today? I think it's telling us to either have faith in our foundations or understand our duties, potentially even our burdens, in the home. Our burdens or duties or our faith in our roots, potentially family, whatever family is for you, home, whatever home means for you. Having faith, having a sense of duty, or understanding kind of our ideological relationship to our home is being called for. So I think how that applies to the reading and how that could apply to self-understanding, I think understanding your roots, even if it's your required actions at home, even if it's something as simple as chores, or it's something like you have a specific role in your home situation that needs to be fulfilled. Something as mundane as that, or something as grand as understanding how you bring faith into the house, whatever you believe in, how that imbues your foundation. Understanding that to its fullest is being called for before we make those steps forward. Before we are ready to transform today, we need to go back to our roots and find out how our belief structures, even our belief structures in our own sense of responsibility in the home and in our foundations, how those need to be embodied in order to begin that transformation, or in order to actually actualize that transformation. I think we need to figure out how we fulfill our roles in the home. I think going to your roots first, and then moving forward that way. That could also be what some of the Six of Swords is saying. That could be part of that stoic journey forward, is making sure that we're fulfilling our responsibilities to our roots first. That's how I'm gonna look at it. So, hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you stay strong and positive, and that this day of self-understanding is really fruitful for you. And I'll see you tomorrow.